DIYers, I feel like I've said this more than a few times this year, but Vaughn has been on a hell of a run. He's been on a tear. He's been cooking up everything, being on every damn platform you can think of. Most importantly, he has been working his ass off and creating amazing music in the process. Even putting up some amazing battle raps versus Joey Badass. It's officially being stamped that he's about to enter the next level in his career, which is no surprise. I found this article here on Rolling Stone. It says rising TDE rapper Vaughn signs with RCA Records.
Somebody gonna have to tell it.
Sheesh. Hold on, let's do this too. Let's do this too. Shout out to Vaughn. Someone asked the question, why is he signing with RCA if he is with Top Dog? Brian Z says, TDE's motto is to sign talent in-house, develop them over time, and then, if they're ready, partner with a major to scale. Because there's budgets that go along with that. There's access to certain things that go along with that. Creative control stays with TDE, while the partner provides funding, distribution, and marketing muscle. Marketing muscle that we're seeing right now on exhibition, I should say, by the Clips and Rock Nation. One thing I want to say, and I didn't say it in that story before, I hope this is helping folks who are like just onlookers of the culture. I hope you understand now, in a lot of these situations where you want to say a rapper fell off, what you probably should really look deeper into is if they actually fell off or if their marketing team has been dropping the ball or if that funding and spending has went elsewhere. One thing they know how to do, I know we're DIYers and we're independents in here, one thing they know how to do is make some shit look real good, or even if it don't look good, they know how to get it everywhere. But in this situation, obviously, Vaughn is somebody that, man, we've reacted to a lot of his music here, and he has wowed with the project that he put out. Hey, yo, DIYer, if you're enjoying this content, please don't forget to hit the like button. It helps this video and this channel get discovered by new people. I appreciate you. Now back to the video. When you have the proper funding, the proper distribution, the proper networks and all that is playing, partnership with the TDE and partnership with the Vaughn, this is how you get elite lyricism to be front page. This is how you get it to be in front of in everybody's household. This is how you turn someone like this into a household name. It's all part of the process. Can't do nothing but salute this dude, because everywhere that he's popped up, you've seen him, like, I've seen him embrace social media in a way that you don't usually see, I guess, the OG TDE artists typically embrace. You're starting to see more of like Absol and all these different places. Doechii, I think, was definitely a big example of that. But it's so dope to see that we're going to be hearing more Vaughn. And man, not only that, but he's also invited as a 2025 XXL Freshman.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth.
This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. But is it so crazy, man? Especially when you think about like just scroll up and down the brother's like Instagram, and you'll see he has been working like an unsigned artist. He has been showing up East Coast, West Coast for all of these media opportunities, and he has been doing the work that makes it very easy when you jump in there and you have a conversation, especially when you want to make sure you have leverage so that you can get a partnership. Here's also a clip before we go back to a throwback clip of him kind of giving his tidbit during this commercial for the XXL Freshman, which they got a few names in there. I thought that was really dope. It's kind of interesting to see the way XXL is moving. I would think that in this year of lyricism, they would move towards more lyricists, but at the end of the day, they got to sell magazines, and I get it. There's some names on here that I've heard of, and rightfully so. But yeah, it's interesting because they're still aligned with ciphers. Vaughn makes all the sense in the world. Samara, but you peep it out. Let me know what you think.
You can't be strategic about how you make music. It just has to come as natural as possible.
I just make all type of genre music. I just try to be different.
Pretty much what you see is exactly what you get.
To me, being a freshman meant you was recognized by the peers that you was gonna be the one.
Being on the list of the greatest of my time.
It's a good accomplishment.
Being a part of freshman is.
What the hell is this nigga line? What the hell is this nigga link? I know they who I think it is.
That you was gonna be the one.
Being on the list of the greatest of my time.
It's a good accomplishment.
All right. Mature Curtis says, man, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, man. Your story is inspiring, Jello. You came up, man. You really did this, bro. Like, seeing how things played out in the NBA and it didn't go according to plan, but then seeing you pivot and create this career that you're building is amazing, man. Double XL Freshman? Name 2 songs. Hey man, I'm just glad to see people doing good things and following their dreams, bro. Look, continue.
Accomplishment.
Being a part of Freshman is a dream come true.
All the legends done did it before.
Progress, really, the next up-and-coming artist gonna take over the game.
You know my favorite game to play? Shout out to Ray Vaughn. Come on, shout out to Ray Vaughn one more time. One more time.
Has to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
You know what my favorite game to play is? And this game is very petty, and it sounds like some hater shit. And maybe it is. I'm not trying to be a hater. Instead of trying to guess who gon' blow up, because you can obviously see some of this talent that is here is light years ahead in every category you could think of. Some of this feels like flavor of the right now. My favorite game is to look at the list and be like, who gonna be that person in 5 years you look back and be like, the hell this nigga had? I got my guess. Who you think on this list is that person for you? Add that in the comments. I want to know. I'm not trying to be messy. You putting the comment in there. Who you think on this list is gonna be like, nah, I don't know about that one. Go ahead and leave that in the comments. I want to know. Chat, put that in the comments. Which one you think is the one that don't really make a whole lot of sense? While you are figuring that out, shout out to Double XL, this freshman. I hope they really get this cipher right. I'm looking forward to what Samar does. I'm looking forward to Ray Vaughn, of course. I want to dig a little deeper into the story, man, because, you know, I was introduced to this brother through his music first, and I didn't really hear of all the stories that are the things that he had endured to get to this point. All I know is that he had to be somebody very patient, right? You saw him at the Pop-Out show, and he really was a standout early on in that show, and he has just been on fire ever since. Shout out to Bootleg Kev. He had an interview with him, and I want to take it from this 9:10 timestamp. And based upon where you see him today, I think it's so important for artists for you to understand the things that they go through to get to this point. Listen to this story, man, because it's heartbreaking, it's heart-wrenching, but it's also inspiring when it comes to just being a human being and staying on course no matter what's happening. Peep this out.
But you went through a traumatic experience losing your baby mama.
Yeah.
Which you've rapped about in freestyles before.
Yeah.
Before you were signed.
Yeah.
It's a big part of your story. Kind of share that, you know, if you don't mind, just because obviously I can only imagine what it'd be like losing the mother of your child and then being an up and coming artist, trying to support the kid, trying to be both parents. Like that's that's got to be a struggle, man.
No, it was trash for sure. It was trash. We when everything happened, like I was in Arizona, you know, like I was, but it happened in California. So it was a tough time. There was no like help. There was no like county situation that could help me, place me in a home, nothing. And my credit was bad. I had money in my pocket, but no credit. So I was sleeping in the car with my daughter for like, I want to say like 2 months.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Man, you never really know somebody's story, bro. Could tell you that's wild.
And then like we figured it out. Don't get me wrong, like I was sleeping on people's couches, but my actual place where I was like the most
like
of the
you didn't
time,
have like an actual like this is my house.
Yeah, I was in the car for like 2 months. And then but you talking about when it happened or after it happened?
Just like obviously, you know,
she passed away from having my daughter.
Right.
So,
but I'm saying like when that happens,
it turned something on. It was either gonna be like I'm gonna either be a bum, like, and my daughter gonna not have nothing, or I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that my daughter got everything. And I feel like that's what clicked me into gear of being like, go crazy, because there ain't no other option.
If you listen to this last project, one thing, this mixtape that he called it, right? There's so many layered stories that are told in such an interesting way, in that you feel like you get a lot of information, but you don't get a lot of information at the same time. right? Like you get a lot about a particular event that may have happened, and he'll go into these details, right, about the relationship with his mom, about the relationship with the peers that he had around him, and he'll tell you about events, but it sets artists up. I feel like when they tell stories like this, to tell the more broad story or even the deeper layered stories for the album, and that's something Soul told me at one point in time. He said, you make the people pay for them stories. You don't just get them stories out for free. You make the people pay for those, because along the way you're paying by showing that much vulnerability, by opening up those wounds and peeling back that Band-Aid, and you know, you're not even processing some of the stuff that you're sharing with human beings who then have the ability to use it against you. You make people pay for them stories. So when I look at this, and he calls it a mixtape himself, and I hear these stories, it makes so much sense. And then also too, I think it sets you up in the most, you would hope that it doesn't have to go this route, right? Because there's a lot of pain that goes along with it. But these stories, these life experiences set you up to where it's like, what can the music industry throw at me that I haven't already seen? I'm prepared for this. I'm ready for this. I know how to stay patient. Being in that situation and circumstance for 2 months, man, you will learn patience.
It's like I can imagine, bro, sleeping with your daughter in the car.
Yeah, and then you, on top of that, you like the stress of her mom being dead, and then the stress of you being like, I'm really in a car.
And you got to be strong for her, for your kid.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when her mom died, I was so like, it's probably a bad thing, you know what I'm saying, when I look back now, but when her mom died, I tried not to cry in front of like her whole family, because I didn't want them to think I was weak, to be like, oh, he ain't gonna be able to take care of her.
Right.
So I was like trying not to cry as much, but I'm crying, but I'm just like.
You were getting it out through your freestyles, though.
Yeah, I was getting it out through the freestyles. It kind of worked. Then therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy, continue to do the work, made the music no matter what. And now look at this brother. Now look at him, front and center here as a new signee of RCA Records. I put out good energy. I pray that RCA does their job. I know TDE gonna stay on them. I pray that they do their job, man. Shout out to him as a XXL freshman, because no matter if you feel like I think a lot of people, at least in my circles, who came up on a different generation of XXL, they feel like the list carries a different way. It don't matter. That means something when you can meet print, when people see you on there and it's like, oh, I knew you were doing your thing, but I didn't know what's it. So shout out to him. Also too, I want to make sure that I shed some light on this part of it too. He's actually going to be on tour, and let me pull this up real quick. So go peep him out, man. Make sure that these folks who are making these investments, doing these signings and all of this, make sure that you remind them. These folks out here not only got fans, but dedicated people that want to see this tier of art on a main stage. Vaughn, he has a Drive Through Dreams tour. I think I see my dog Juice. Shout out to Juice, gonna be on tour with him. There's some dates. So if you're in Atlanta, Chicago, New York, LA's already sold out, but a new date was added. Man, go check that shit out. Go check this brother out, because look what happened to AZ Chike when he signed that deal, that partnership deal with I think it was Warner Brothers, and you saw him. It plays a role, right? I always said I'm not anti-industry, I'm just pro-independent, so that is my focus. But one thing I can say that they know how to do, when there's the right people in place, the right people who are quarterbacking these plans, the right people who care about a particular artist and a particular project, and they understand the artist, or they want to get to understand them, and how to market them to their audience, how to keep them, how to strengthen that relationship. They actually have strategic and forward-thinking plans that almost feel like they're made from a place of independent teams. Those are the ones that win. Plus, they got the funding. Plus, they got the connections, the distribution. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what the machine is for. That's an opportunity for high-end art like this to be seen on a big screen. And I want nothing more than that. I'm seeing this brother put his work in. It's about to happen. It's about to happen. What do you think, though, DIYers? Obviously, those are my thoughts on it. But what do you think is getting ready to happen? right? Do you think that this is going to be something that's going to put him out there into a mainstream audience? I mean, I think he said he got a video for Look at God dropping tomorrow. What you think? What you think it's going to look like? Leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you're thinking. No doubt about it, the West is definitely off of a lot of momentum, and the best seems like it's yet to come. DIYers, those are my thoughts. You let me know what you're thinking. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.